Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Old Format Guru, and today I decided to record some a piece of content because I always told myself I would make some Edison content when I started playing it. So now I want to make some content. This is my frog hand control deck that I played at Tubby's TCG. I have a couple featured matches of it on YouTube. It's an insane deck. It just abuses the fact that all the frog engines water, and then you can just take advantage of your opponent with like Thistalos and water art and stuff like that. So I just want to show you guys the deck. So you play the triple substitute. It's the best card in the deck. No explanation here. You want to open it as much as humanly possible. 3 swap frogs, same thing. Like, you just want to get to this. So it doesn't really matter if you have to tribute this off because you don't need to dupe block them to get your deck going. 2 Treeborns. Card's insane. Best card in the deck. Use side deck Burial from a different dimension because this deck has to get the tribute back. So you can't afford to get like Soul Released and things of that nature. 2 Dupe Frogs because it single-handedly beats a lot of decks that can't like out it, because it gives you the chance of just like drawing this card like Unifrog and just plussing off your opponent. And then I was thinking about playing 3 of this and then playing like Flip-Flop Frog to have more water targets for water art, and also the fact that Flip-Flop Frog just turns the game on its head, because if you have it with Dupe Frog, then you're just able to take over the game by bouncing all their monsters, summoning this. It's just too many pluses. They can't come back. 3 Caius, best Monarch, no explanation. 3 Thistalos is also the best Monarch in this deck, because what you're able to do is, like I said, just do the water art play. You're getting your advantage slowly with like Swap Frog and like bouncing it back and stuff like that. And then being able to drop this, maybe bounce this back. They just can't compete with this, especially when they're trying to hold their like Miracle Fusions and Gores, just stuff like that. You're just able to rip it out of the hand. Ryza, just a one of. In other decks, you might be able to play 3 of this, but I don't like 3 of this anyway, because sometimes you, just like you play Raigeki Break over Wing Blast, sometimes you don't want to top deck a Dark Armed or like a Gores or something like that. So sometimes the Solace is just better in this deck. But if I were to make it again, I'd probably just play like 2 Ryza, 2 Thistalos, just for consistency. So you don't like run into like Thistalos versus, a Stardust, for example, just anything bigger than it. Dark Dust Spirit, it's really good because sometimes you don't have a Monarch and you kind of like dump your hand for the water art play. So being able to just come back with the Dark Dust Spirit every turn, they sometimes can't deal with it, and it doesn't target for cards like Titanial and stuff like that, which is cool. Vandy's Fiend, can't special summon, insane card. Just a one of, because you don't want to just have that as a point in your deck with no defense. 2 Junk Synchron, insane card. Just be able to synchro, just have the synchro play at ease. Like, you can just get rid of their back row or bait it out and then go into like a Goyo on a Stardust or something. Gores, you win too many games with this card. It's like probably one of the best cards of the format. And then 2 Faders. This deck would play 3 and like Tragodia and stuff, but I decided to take them out for like Raigeki Breaks because this deck needed more defense, instead of just having the Monarchs to do everything for you. At least you could like Raigeki Break, Black Whirlwind, or discard something that is dead in your hand. I played 3 Upstart because this deck wants to water art you or just does shoot you something on the first turn. So just being able to just have access to that, it's really good. And then the fact that you're water arting them and like the Stalosing them, you're not really going to be in a position where you can't like kill them, because 2400 is big for a Monarch, you know what I mean? And then their hand is slowed down. They can't do as much. They're just going to be setting back rows and stuff, so you have plenty of time to kill them. This is way different in this deck. Like, this doesn't even matter. You just want to draw well. With the water arts is what I mean. Soul Exchange, this card's good. I mean, I had to cut some of the econs for like the upstarts and stuff, but to be honest, like the guy said that one, I forgot what it was. It wasn't this last one. That guy won YGO Turbo, but he played no. Oops. Sorry, let me refocus the camera. All right, cool. Wait. Damn it. All right, cool. So yeah, and then Heavy Storm, MST. I want to play Cold Wave. There's no room in this deck for anything, but I would like to play a Cold Wave because Cold Wave is insane to drop a Monarch and then them not be able to respond. Brain Control, 1-for-1, staple. And then I'm playing this trap lineup. I mean, I guess these could be explained, but these, I was playing 3 water arts, but when you're not going first, sometimes the fact that they're able to establish like 2 monsters on the field, by the time you're just going to tribute your like swap frog off to rip their hand, it's like, unless you have the Gores or the Trag or something, I'm not even playing Trag anymore, it doesn't make sense to have like 3 of this in your deck unless you're going first. So I do side the third one. Mind Crush, obviously, because if you see their hand, then it's basically 3 Dust Shoots in Mind Crush. And then Dust Shoot's just like the best one because you don't have to tribute anything. And then Raigeki Break because you're able to just have more versatility in your deck. I mean, I really like this in this deck. And just being able to go for game with it, like, you know, maybe being able to pop a back row that might have been a Dust Shoot or something like that. It's just really good. And then extra deck, these are the only 2 worth explaining because you play the Super Poly. That's the only explaining I'll do. You have a free Treeborn every turn, so you automatically have this. And then I don't even know why I play this. I guess because if they have the Earth on their field, like a Grand Mole plus a hero, maybe you can do something like that. But other than that, I mean, Mistworm comes up, but everything else is just standard. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. And then the side deck is the one, Owie. You just want to have ways to just, like, have non-games going first. I remember somebody said that. I think it was, like, Fraser Smith or something. But just, like, non-games where you're able to just, like, play cards like this, and then your opponent can't really respond. They can't really retaliate with it. So you're able to just do this and then drop the Stalos. That's, like, my favorite play in the deck. 2 Dust Tornado for, what's it called? Mask Restrict. That's like a problem card for this deck. Since I am playing the Raigeki breaks, I did decide to, you know, just like not like max out on this card, but you always can. Doesn't matter. Torrential Tribute. I was playing the Mirror Force with it because I really liked the fact that nobody really respects it. But Mirror Force, you can't really depend on like sitting there for a few turns. Maybe in like that Hero Frog deck because you're able to like summon Stratos, set Mirror Force, summon Alias. But in this deck, it doesn't really make sense to like have a Monarch set Mirror Force because I want to drop another Monarch after that. Super Poly, just a one of, you're able to drop it sometimes. Burial, being able to just Burial back Treeborn. It sucks sometimes because it's like all this is for, but everybody's going to side deck the Crow against you, so you might as well have like the out, and this deck needs the DD. This deck needs the Treeborn versus other decks. Mobius, just another water. Also, just nobody expects this either. As long as it doesn't get Starlight Roaded, then you're fine. 2 Snowman Eaters. This card's like really good. I can't stress it enough. Like, it's just because it sits there, it pops a monster, but instead of it being like Raikou, it'll like literally sit there, and you can either tribute it with water art, or you can either tribute it for a Monarch. And it really helps in games 2s and 3s when they side deck Falsadina and stuff. Dark Armed. I played Dark Armed, which is kind of crazy because I don't see like why nobody made this connection. I mean, at least I guess if you play 1 Junk Synchron, I understand. But since I'm playing 2 Junk Synchrons, and I side deck these cards, and a lot of the times they come in at the same time. I thought Dark Arm was an insane card for this deck, and I have not ever like dead drawn this card. I mean, I understand if you open with it, it could be dead drawn, but since you're siding at game 2 and 3, like the chances of that happening are lower. And yeah, it's just because these always get sided in at the same time. So if you're siding 4 of these in, that's just a better chance of you being able to drop Dark Arm. And this deck's slow anyway, so if you have like this and multiple Monarchs with Treeborn online, then you can wait until, you know, you can drop Dark Armed after they use a lot of their resources. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's, you know, one of my favorite decks. It's kind of like my homebrew. So if you guys like it, just let me know in the comments. So yeah, I'm gonna make more decks and stuff when I get more time, but for right now, this is what you get. And this has been Old Format Guru. If you want to check me out on Dueling Book, I'll be on there. You can shoot me a message. All right, y'all. See you later.